Okay, we're going to talk about BCP again, and this time we're going to talk about BCP in, or putting the data back into the table. If you remember from the last video on BCP out, the command is always taken from the table's perspective. So BCP out means taking data from the table out into a text file, and BCP in means taking it from a text file into a table. And this video is probably going to be a little bit shorter because I don't have to explain a lot of the nuances that I did before, and I'm only going to give a quick demonstration because there's really not much more to it than that. And we'll get into some of the more advanced concepts in later videos, like creating format files and using format files, and troubleshooting some data problems that you may have in there, and how to go about troubleshooting some data problems in your BCPs. But for right now, we're just going to get the basic command down and use that as a basis for the other videos. So, my goal here is that, if somebody needs to learn how to BCP quickly, they'll watch a couple quick videos, and if everything goes okay, everything goes okay. If it doesn't, then they can watch some of the other videos and watch them and see some ideas on how to correct these problems. These could be everything from a basic DBA, a secretary who's been thrown into the DBA mix, or a network admin who's been thrown into a DBA mix, or a very experienced Oracle or DB2 DBA or Teradata DBA who just finds themselves needing to put some data into a SQL box. So anyway, we've got the same basic command that we had before. I'll come here. Start off with BCP. Again, you go to the database, the schema, and the table. So here it is dot BCP test. Again, I want my end statement. And again, this isn't case sensitive, so I just like to see a big in there so I don't have to search for the direction. And then just the name of the file name, and in this case it's going to be j:\\. You have to tell it which credentials to use. Again, that's -T. The capital T is for trusted connection. And here, I happen to know this is a native format, so I put a -N. And this should go just fine. I'm going to explain the command just one more time. You start off with BCP, obviously that's the name of the exe, and everything else are parameters. Now, I should note here that the very next thing has to be the database, the schema, and the table, and then the end statement, and then the direction, and then the file name. All of the other parameters can be in any order whatsoever. I could have said -N, -T. If there's a -S in there because I'm on a different server, I could say -S right here. I could say it could be like this, and then -U, and then -P, and all of that can be mixed up. It doesn't really matter what order they're in after those first three. So, if I were to put, oops, I'm erasing what I actually need. If I were to put BCP -T -N SSIS tutorial, it would probably blow up on me. And N, can't possibly go at the end. So you stick with this basic format, get the important things out of the way, and then everything else will take care of itself. Let's go ahead and hit enter, and we should be fine. There we go. And you can see it's pretty fast. BCP works really well. There were some problems in the old days when you get up into, and by the old days I mean 6.0, 6.5, maybe even some 7.0 versions of SQL Server, where you when you had just millions upon millions upon millions of rows, and I'm talking you start getting into 50 or 100 million rows, and it would really start to drag down and really start to hang, and I've seen it actually hang and just stop producing rows. I haven't seen that problem. As a matter of fact, in production, just the other day on a 2005 box, that's on a Yukon box, I transferred 104 million rows with absolutely no problems, and it went just that fast. It transferred that fast up to 104 million rows, and it never skipped a beat. So, it's a good solid tool. It does its job. It doesn't try to be smarter than it is, and it just works. So that's the end of this video. I'm not going to say anything else significant. And hope to see you in a couple of the subsequent videos.